Despite a lot of what we see on television in this day and age being largely made up or heightened in comparison to what we consider normal life, it's important to remember that there are still real people involved in the process. So there's always a chance that genuine lives, either on set or even watching at home, will be altered for better or worse by the shooting of your favorite hit TV show. Sure, television is a welcome escape for most average folks who want to switch off from the sometimes soul-crushing reality of the world outside. But the guys and gals involved in these particular moments weren't afforded this same luxury. I'm Gareth from Whatculture.com, and here are 10 times TV shows got too real. Number 10. The People vs. OJ Simpson. Sarah Paulson gets a little too attached to cigarettes. Things got quite real for Sarah Paulson when she found herself playing Marsha Clark in The People vs. OJ Simpson, as the actor decided she would take up smoking for the shoot, with Clark being known as something of a chain smoker in real life. However, this dedication to authentically bringing Clark to life through inhaling smoke from the ciggies for real soon led to the actor developing a genuine craving for a smoke whilst filming. In the end, her decision to embrace Clark's smoking habit helped the actor secure an Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Limited Series or Movie. Let's just hope she found a way to put down the packet once her time on set was up. Number 9. Blue Bloods. Jennifer Esposito is retired due to her real-life illness. Real-life illness can strike at any time. It doesn't matter if you're working as a cashier in a local supermarket or starring in a well-known television series. When your body starts waving some red flags, it's important to listen to it. Jennifer Esposito's red flags began to wave when the star suddenly dropped to the floor on the set of Blue Bloods in 2012. This unexpected incident was the result of the actor's constant battle with celiac disease, a severe allergy to gluten which can lead to people passing out from time to time. Then, after consulting a doctor in the wake of this fall, the actor was told to take some time off to recover. However, the actor claimed that CBS felt this was simply a ploy to earn herself a raise, and that she wasn't in fact ill at all. Then, after asking for a medically advised reduced schedule, the actor was soon fired from the role. Yikes. Number 8. Ghost Watch. Thousands of people complain about live spoof ghost hunt they thought was real. During the episode in question, Sarah Green and Craig Charles were seen reporting on a series of paranormal incidents being caused by something known as pipes in a North London household, with Michael Parkinson anchoring the show back in the studio. Only this wasn't actually a genuine investigation/documentary. It was a spoof designed to spook people on Halloween night. The good news was it worked brilliantly. However, the bad news was that over 20,000 people complained about said program. One person went into labor due to being so frightened, and thousands sent in furious letters blasting the BBC for airing such a thing. A few children were even diagnosed with PTSD in the wake of the unsettling event. Number 7. The X-Files. Home episode leads to first viewer discretion warning in show's history. Back in 1996, it wasn't exactly common for television shows to carry a viewer discretion warning for graphic content. However, when the X-Files episode entitled Home arrived on our screens in October of that year, it was decided that viewers needed a bit of a heads up of sorts before agreeing to expose themselves to what was to come, containing everything from a deformed baby being buried alive to the discovery of a quadruple amputee breeding with her own sons for years. The X-Files did not hold back on this occasion, and many actually classed this episode as one of the most compelling of the entire series. Yet at the time of release, Home was understandably deemed too extreme to repeat on network television, which was also another first for the X-Files. Audiences may have become desensitized to a lot of things over the years, but Home still stands out as one of the most chilling feats of storytelling ever committed to the small screen, and more than justifies that viewer discretion warning all these years later. Number 6. Breaking Bad. Fans piss off neighborhood by constantly trying to recreate Walt's pizza throw. In a TV show which largely focuses on a dying high school chemistry teacher slowly morphing into a full-blown drug lord, and all the necessary killing and betrayal that goes along with that, there's precious few Breaking Bad moments die-hard fans can safely mimic in real life without getting, thrown into a jail cell. Yet that doesn't mean there isn't the odd one. In a particularly iconic scene in the show, a brassed-off Walter White decides to fling the pizza he's just bought for his family onto the roof of his garage. finish. This moment, which Bryan Cranston nailed in one take, soon led to fans wanting to replicate the series' leading character in real life. As time went by, many folks attempted to pull off the perfect pizza throw on the actual roof of the property used as the White's home in Breaking Bad, something that more than annoyed the owners of said house. Number 5. Top Gear. Richard Hammond nearly dies trying to break the land speed record. Any show which sees its presenters and guests consistently race around a track in seriously fast four-wheeled vehicles is always going to possess its fair share of crashes and accidents. And Top Gear is no different. Yet spinning off in a Ford Mondeo during the reasonably priced Car Celebrity Time Challenge and flying out of control at nearly 300 miles per hour are two completely different situations entirely, which is something Richard Hammond found out the hard way in 2006. Whilst trying to break the British land speed record, the vampire dragster Hammond was steering suddenly spun out of control after one of the vehicle's front tires abruptly failed. In a truly frightening few moments, the dragster then flipped upside down at crazy speeds, with the presenter helplessly taken along for the ride. Hammond would thankfully be cut from the vehicle soon enough, but was then in a severe coma for a couple of weeks and later suffered from post-traumatic amnesia, which is rather intense. Number 4. The Good Wife. On-set accident ends Kristin Chenoweth's time on the show. Like in any aspect of day-to-day life, accidents can happen on a television set at any time. However, some are more severe than others, and can even lead to changes which would have likely never happened had the incident not gone down in the first place. The accident which severely injured Kristin Chenoweth while she was shooting The Good Wife in 2012 definitely falls into that unfortunate category. Chenoweth was struck on the head by falling lighting equipment while she was shooting a scene outside, and was then left with a skull fracture, broken nose, rib and spinal injuries, cracked teeth, and chronic neck pain. Due to the severity of her injuries, the actor later revealed she would not be returning to The Good Wife, apart from a short appearance in another episode. Number 3. Game of Thrones. Kit Harington checks into rehab after finishing filming. Being one of the main stars of arguably the biggest television show of all time definitely has its positives. But as Kit Harington unfortunately knows too well, the pressure of anchoring a project of this size can also come with a few life-changing negatives too. As the Westeros set epic was finally reaching its conclusion in 2019, the realization that this near-decade-long journey was coming to an end seemed to hit the Jon Snow star harder than most. Understandably so, as Harington had been front and center throughout the entire series. A pal of Harington's noted to Page 6 that the actor realized this is it. This is the end. It was something they had all worked so hard on for so many years. He had a moment of what next? This doubt over his future and the overall impact Game of Thrones had on his mind and body led to the actor checking into rehab in May 2019 for stress, exhaustion, and alcohol abuse. Number 2. NCIS New Orleans. Actors sue CBS after guerrilla-style heist causes police intervention. When it comes to shooting emotionally charged, dramatic events such as a robbery, it's highly important that everyone in the area is clued up as to what is about to go down. Because if you don't, well, what would any normal person do in this scenario? Phone the police. That's exactly what went down during the shooting of a robbery scene for an episode of NCIS New Orleans, when CBS apparently chose to not obtain proper permits or notify people in the area before filming a guerrilla-style heist scene for the show in a crowded shopping center. This lack of clarity over the situation eventually led to the police turning up and pointing their weapons at the actors on set after somebody called 911. In the wake of this truly nuts situation, 2 of the actors involved that day are now suing CBS after their terrifying and traumatic experience. And you can't exactly blame them. Number 1. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Outtakes lead to release of man wrongly accused of murder. Back in 2003, Juan Catalan was arrested for the murder of a teenage girl. Catalan repeatedly denied that he was the person behind this heinous act, and even had his request to take a lie detector test turned down. However, Catalan had an alibi. At the time of this dreadful crime, he told the police that he was watching the Dodgers take on the Braves at Dodger Stadium with his daughter. Sadly though, his lawyer wasn't able to spot him in any of the Fox footage of the game. Then, in a remarkable turn of events, Catalan's lawyer learned that an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm was shot at the stadium on the very same night. So he set about looking for his client in the final cut and various outtakes from the episode. Incredibly, he only went and found both Catalan and his daughter at the time when the murder took place. This subsequently confirmed that he was definitely not the killer. Larry David was told about the fact that his show helped save a man from prison and potentially even the death penalty, and simply said, "I tell people that I've now done one decent thing in my life, albeit inadvertently."